This is part of Playa Dorada beach. We're down past Emotions Hotel. There's also the Grand Ventana and a couple of other ones. Quiet beach, not a lot of people here today. Down by in front of the resorts, there's actually a lot more people. But it's quiet, as you can see. It's a little wavy. Had a fair bit of waves when we were out fishing this morning. A little bit too windy for the drone today, so I'm not able to do that right now. It's a fairly popular beach. The Playa Dorada beach is probably one of the better ones around the Puerto Plata area. Usually a fair number of locals come by the beach, especially on the weekend, but right now it's, like I said, it's fairly quiet. But in front of the resorts, the people that get day passes, they'll be at the resorts and partaking to the different amenities that they have. To be a bit more crowded than right here. This is off to one side, so not many people. The Grand Ventana Resort is right here. There's a big welcome sign on the beach, although there's nobody around. And as you can see in the distance, there's a cruise ship that's pulled out of port and was the one that was in today. Tomorrow there's going to be 2 more ships. It sailed at 4 o'clock. The other ones arrive tomorrow morning at 7. The pathway from the beach through the Grand Ventana Resort takes us up to the Playa Dorada Mall. Number of stores and boutiques, tourist agencies.
The movie theater?
Oh yes. I forgot, the movie theater. The only one in Puerto Plata. You're gonna come all the way out here to Playa Dorada if you want to see a movie. A lot of development in this area. There's a golf course right next door, new condos going up, and they do have the Playa Dorada Mall, which has a number of boutiques and stores, a couple of tour operators. Or you can catch a buggy into town. So here we are trying to get a ride back to the condo, and we're falling victim to the Uber scam. When you're out here on the resorts, they know that the taxis are going to have a flat fare of like 30 bucks US to get into town. So even though you get an Uber for 200 pesos, they want 15 to 20 bucks. So we've had 3 Ubers so far that have canceled on us because we refuse to pay extra. So we're going to try another one, and if we can't get one, we're gonna walk, because we're not gonna fall in for the scam and pay extra. Now, in front of Viva Heavens, you've got the golf course. It's very well maintained. It's a very nice golf course. The only issue is that Barry checked the pricing, and he said that to play around the golf here, it would cost roughly $200 US with club rental and green fees, and on top of that you need to get a caddy, so quite expensive to go golfing here. I don't think I'll be doing that, not this time around, probably not any time around. So we're now up to Uber number 5 or 6 that have canceled on us. We're gonna try walking down closer to the highway, get away from the resorts. Maybe we'll be luckier. I'm wondering if Saturday is a problem because of the number of people that come down to the resorts on the weekends, and the Ubers know that they quote-unquote have us by the cojones. Wish us luck. Well, we're lucky we finally got an Uber.
Yeah.
Was
After
tough.
a bit.
Yeah, had to walk way up to the end of the road before one finally came and picked us up. But we still had to pay extra. But not 10 bucks though.
No, but we'd waited long enough and been canceled on enough times.
Yeah. So you start being less choosy. So he wanted a $100 tip or 100 peso tip. Okay, gave him 100 pesos in addition to the regular fare. it was reasonable. It was still cheaper than paying the $10. But that's done. And maybe it won't happen again. I hope not anyway.
Hope not.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Today we're doing something different. We're actually going to go down to the beach. We've actually been to the beach a couple of times. We went to Kite Beach, and the other day we went to Playa Dorada just for a short visit. And here we're going to be going down to either Kite Beach or Cosita Rica, two of the nicer beaches along the Malecon. We have our chairs, we have our speaker for music, we have books to read,
Towels.
our towels.
We're set.
We should be good. Today is probably the first day that we have no rain in the forecast at all. Most of the last week has been raining, well, either in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. Sometimes long, sometimes short. But today is blue skies, no clouds. We shouldn't have any rain, so it should be a good day on the beach. And since we're going to be beside one of the restaurants, if we decide to get a bite to eat while we're there, it's only a few feet away. From the Malecon, there are always spaces where you can walk down to the beach, either through the restaurants or between restaurants. This one's pretty open, a couple of trees and some shade, so it's pretty good. And then as you head out to the actual beach, the restaurant chairs are out here, but we have our own, so we're not going to need those. We'll find a spot to squat. Okay, on Playa Cosita Rica, lots of chairs, but we have our own. There's also a number of vendors. Get up here. It's a popular spot for the buses, tour buses, as well as from the cruise ships. Right now it's early, so it's fairly empty, but we'll find a spot to squat and we'll enjoy the beach here. Found ourselves a spot on the beach in the shade. A little bit windy today, but not too bad.
It turns the pages in my book.
We're not far from the restaurant, so if we need a bite to eat, a drink, or use the washroom, we got a place to go.
We'll check it out later. I'm sure I'm going to get hungry.
Well, it's getting close to lunchtime, and you always have lunch. The beach around here is nice, but the waterfront itself leaves something to be desired. It is, I guess you could call a savage beach. There's a fair amount of seaweed, doesn't get picked up a lot. And there's also some places that have trash. I'll take a walk down the beach and show you what it's like. The sand is nice. The water itself right now is cool. It's not as hot as I have seen it in the past in other locations. There are more and more people coming from the resorts on tours or from the cruise lines. Beaches in the Dominican Republic are free, so they can be used by anybody. The only issue sometimes is getting to the beaches. And when you do get to the beaches, anybody that has equipment, chairs, parasols, whatever, those are private. And unless you are a customer of the restaurant or the bar, you wouldn't be allowed to use those chairs. They'll rent them to you. And this is where you need to be negotiating, because they can charge you from a couple hundred pesos all the way up to 10, 20 bucks a chair. So unless you know what the prices are, you could end up overpaying exorbitantly. If you're lucky, you can sometimes squat. get a chair and get away with not having to pay. Well, like I said, the quality of the sand is actually quite nice. Fair number of waves. That's one of the other things about the North Shore. Puerto Plata, Playa Dorada, they tend to have a fair amount of waves. Over the last couple of days it has been very windy. But the water itself is relatively clean. The only problem is that because we have a lot of these outlets, this is where the water flowing down from the city comes and waves out, washes out to the sea. It carries a fair amount of debris and trash. A lot of it gets washed up onto this beaches with high tide. And looks pretty bad. As you can see by all the white caps, the wind is pushing the water in quite a bit. It is high tide right now, and tide is just starting to go out. So we do have a fair number of white caps. But as you saw in the fishing video, the seas tend to be a bit rough around here anyway because of the wind. This is another one of the irrigation canals that drains the water from the city out to the ocean. Any debris and garbage comes down with it into the ocean and then gets washed back up onto the shore. And Cosita Rica Beach, the restaurant provides these chairs for their customers. And this is where we scored a spot in the shade. Right next to a salesman, Mr. Coco. Couple Presidente lights.
At the beach.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And a couple of empanadas.
This one's chicken, and this one's beef. And we want to try them both.
Don't know what they're gonna taste like.
Very good. Next time I'm going to try the hot sauce.
Alright, let's give this a try. Pretty good. Basically a deep fried pita with stuffing. I'll try some of your hot sauce.
Hot, isn't it?
It's not bad. I'm
Good.
going to take my own.
It's hot, isn't it?
Not bad.
Chicken one is really good. I think I have more meat too.
Yeah. A lot of filling in that.
It's really good.
Hot sauce is kicking in. The chicken is good.
The meat does have a spice to it though.
Maybe I should have tasted it before I put the hot sauce. Because that's all I taste. That's good. So a little snack hits the spot.
Tie us over until supper.
These restaurants along the Malecon are convenient on the beach. But the only problem is that the food is not given. It's not given away. $8 US for an empanada. So 2 empanadas and 2 Presidente Lights with tax comes to $32 US. 2 sandwiches, 2 beers. Wow.
They know they can catch everybody on the beach.
And those were the cheapest items on the menu.
Yeah.
The other items were like $18 US for a hamburger. Like, my God. Well, that's the end of our day on the beach. We're heading back to the apartment, or to the condo.
We'll sit by the pool for a while. We've come back from the beach to veg at the pool.
Not as much wind, no waves, no seaweed. Water's a little bit cooler than the ocean is, but it's refreshing.
It's cold. I'm not getting in that thing. You haven't seen me in there, and you won't.
Yeah, probably not. But I'm going in. The water is more clear here than at the beach. You can actually see. It's refreshing, it's quiet, no sand, no complaints, except the water's not warm enough. You don't want to go in, right? Oh well. It's quiet today again. Not many people. Hey, today's a sunny day, clear blue skies, so we're heading out to Playa Dorada again. We're going to see if we can get a better place where we can get some lounge chairs. See you there. Have tables and chairs right in the sand on the beach, so you can eat your toes in the sand. We'll find out what the prices are like. We'll go and grab a bite to eat and a drink, see what it's like. In the meantime, we're going to explore a couple of lounge chairs. After dipping the waves, we're gonna now sit back and have a nice Presidente light on the beach. I hope it's cold.
The ocean is beautiful, but the waves are amazing.
They can get quite high over my head. And our beer is here. Gracias.
Gracias.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
$9. $9.
¿En pesos?
535 pesos.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Confiéseme para darle piso y enterrarlo ahora. Que yo la
Good.
puedo defender.
Ah, cold. Very good. Water's a little cold on the beach.
Yes.
Only because your feet are normally warm because of the sand. Water's actually quite warm.
That's debatable.
There's some more water. Tide is going out, but we've got some pretty nice waves. It would have been nice to have your boogie board with us. Your little floaty.
Yeah.
Then you go out on the waves. Right now the water, because of the waves and the wind, the water doesn't look very clear, but when you get out past the beach area, it's actually pretty clear.
People swimming today.
Well, it's warm, even though it's windy, and the waves are a lot of fun.
Yeah, one of our friends was in, and the wave got her. Down she went.
She said she lost her bottom, not her top, her bottom. Kind of at the end of the beach. There's a rock formation here, if you will. Boat launch on the other side of this too. And there are still a number of resorts and a lot more beach past this point. There are a lot of development. There was work being done on the condos just over my shoulder here when we were down here in March. It looks like they're pretty much done. Don't know what the price would be, but they would definitely be an attractive purchase. Prime spot on the beach, lovely weather, clean water.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Maybe.
Not now.
But it's time to turn around and head back.
Number of bars and restaurants here with lots of chairs directly on the beach.
We're gonna have poutine on the beach. And here's our poutine restaurant.
Is it? Is this the one?
Yeah. Poutine Francois.
How is the poutine?
The poutine is very good. The sauce isn't quite
like poutine sauce, but it's got a nice little kick to it. And the cheese is good. I was expecting mozzarella cheese or something, but it's not. It's similar to curd cheese. It's very good. And I love that the potatoes are whole potatoes. They're real potatoes, not the stringy French fry freezer stuff. It's good.
Well, those are some of the beaches that we've been to in the Puerto Plata area. There's Playa Dorada and Long Beach. Playa Dorada is actually a long stretch of beach that has a number of resorts. And so when we went down there, we originally were down over by the Emotions Resort, Emotions and Viva Wyndham. And then another time we were down near in the El Pueblito area where
That's where Petit Francois is.
the restaurant with the poutine.
Where we had our poutine.
And then we've also got along Long Beach here. There's Long Beach, Kite Beach, and Cosita Rica that we've been to. And despite the fact that the Cosita Rica beach in the earlier part of the video we saw there was a fair amount of seaweed, it really depends on the weather and the wind and the waves. Because we have been down there where there's been very little, if any, seaweed, and the water is actually quite clear.
Yeah.
One of the things that we noticed is that with the reefs that they have out along Long Beach and the rocks, in front of Cosita Rica Beach, it tends to break all the waves, so there's less waves coming in, and it keeps the water more clean, fewer waves, not quite as wavy as it was out in Playa Dorada when we were out there.
Oh, it was so wavy. Windy and wavy.
Yeah. But that's common for the North Coast. So it happens that because of the fact that we're facing the Atlantic Ocean, we've got the winds coming from offshore, we do have a fair amount of wave action along the North Shore, unless there's some water breaks, reefs or rocks or whatever to minimize the action of the waves. So.
And guess what? I still get cold at the beach. Oh yeah. When the wind blows and I'm in the shade all the time, it gets chilly.
Yeah. So we're all sitting at the beach. She's got her rash guard and beach towel wrapped around her.
I'm a little sensitive.
Yeah. That's what it's like here in the Dominican Republic with you.
We still have to look for a place where I'm warm all the time.
The Sahara Desert. So that's the video for this week. Just remember to like and share, please.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
And comment down bottom.
Yes, leave us some comments below and tell us what you think. And until next time, hasta luego.
Adios.